Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to Talent Culture's T-Chat Radio. The World of Work is live now on the radio with Megan M. Biro and Kevin W. Grossman, because middle initials count.
Come down, turn the radio on. Take my hand, turn the radio on. Come on, my favorite song, babe. Let's dance, turn the radio on.
Well, welcome everybody out there in Talent Culture T-Chat Show land. We are back after a week hiatus with another show. It feels like I've been gone for a long time, although we did a show when I was on vacation. So there you go. With you as always is Kevin W. Grossman and, of course, the lovely and talented Megan M. Biro. Hi, Megan.
Hey, Kevin. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm back.
So we have been.
I'm on my way to the airport.
Yes, and I'm here with our guest live from SHRM, and you are still kind of virtually live with us. We actually have been here at the 2015 SHRM Annual Conference and Exposition in sunny and hot Las Vegas for the past few days, 110 degrees outside, but we've been inside, of course, safe and sound in the air conditioning. But it's been a great show. I know, Megan, first and foremost, we want to thank Andrew Morton and Mary Kaler and the entire SHRM social team for letting us do the show from here as well, first and foremost.
Oh, I cannot thank everybody at SHRM 15 enough for welcoming us. As you have years past with open arms and open hearts, I love being part of the blog squad and seeing all my friends and colleagues and clients. It's been a really, really pretty amazing SHRM this year. So glad to be here and excited to unfold some topics with you today.
Exactly. So it's been a fun week. It's always a frenetic week at the SHRM, the big show, as we call it in the HR space. Well, I know that all of our guests have been very busily involved, which they can talk about in various activities the past few days and speaking as well, which we can talk about. But so let's, and really quick, let me thank all of our friends and sponsors, which include, of course, thanking SHRM again for having us, but also Dice, Jive, Recruitify, TalentWise, Hootsuite, IBM, Career Builder, PeopleFluent, Silk Road. A shout-out to our social analytics partner, HR Marketer Insight, and, of course, a special ongoing shout-out to Candidate Experience Source, which we're big supporters of and involved in that movement as well. So let's introduce the topic, and then, Megan, you'll introduce our guests, and we'll start this discussion moving. We're really excited. So, of course, from our perspective, the HR profession has never looked brighter, and HR leaders are now powerful change agents amplifying talent engagement and driving business outcomes. And according to the Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM, HR professionals are feeling more confident about job security and growth. So, and that's really what we want to talk about today. There's been a lot of sessions in and around every facet of HR, and we've been involved in. I was in some of them myself, and one of our guests actually had a really big bang up of the session as well. But, Megan, why don't we introduce our guests and we can start the discussion?
Absolutely. So first up, we have the lovely and talented Chanel Jackson. She's at Chanel_Jackson on the Twitters, and she's an HR business partner of Honda of America Manufacturing. She has, been in the Ohio region for quite a while, and I want to hear from her directly about what she's doing over there.
Great. Good morning, Megan, and everyone out in the T-Chat land. Chanel Jackson here. I've been working at Honda for 5 years now. Most of my background has been in talent management, and more recently I moved into a strategy and planning role, supporting our new performance manufacturing center that will develop the next NSX, and I support a management team of 8 that is pushing innovation in Ohio as well. So we just focus on the succession planning, performance management, talent management, in everything HR.
That's awesome. Excellent.
Cool.
Thank you, Chanel.
Welcome. And next up, we've got Callie Zippel, PHR, at Callie Zippel, Zipple on the Twitters. She is an HR rewards analyst at Zebra Technologies, and she's currently the HR rewards analyst, doing a lot of really interesting things there, based in Lincolnshire, Illinois. First of all, where is Lincolnshire, Illinois, please? Map that out for us and tell us just a little bit more about yourself.
Sure, thanks. This is Callie. Lincolnshire is about an hour north of Chicago. So that gives you a little bit better idea, right? I am with Zebra. I do the rewards, so I'm on the comp and benefit side. We just went through an acquisition, so we are in the middle of leveling all of our jobs to make sure that everyone who is doing the same job has the same job title. So that's been a really great experience for me. Just wanted to get more of the specialized side of HR. I had been doing HR generalist work prior to that, but just am excited to kind of build my repertoire again from a specialist rewards and comp and benefit side. So,
excellent.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. And last but certainly not least, a friend and a colleague of myself and Kevin's and the T-Chat community for many, many years, we have Steve Brown, SHRM SVP and SPHR. He's the Executive Director of HR for La Rosas, Inc. Steve, what say you, my friend? What's happening?
What say you, Steve?
What say you? I like that.
He's an old guy like me, so
That's
there
right.
you go.
We're really the future of HR, our whole generation.
Your
hi,
baby
Steve Brown.
boomers, just say it.
That's right. Thank you, T-Chat, for having us. It's great. It's nice to be a part of the HR community and reach even more people. I'm in charge of the culture, honestly, of La Rosas, Inc., and work with the pizza industry, 1,200 team members. Do a lot of stuff in HR with blogging and speaking and all that kind of stuff. But I'm more excited to hear about my future that's sitting across the table from me.
No, that's all right, because we've got multi-generations here right now as well. I'll tell you right now, I don't know about you, but when you come, it's really hard coming back from vacation, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I just came back from vacation. And have you all been hydrating, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
We're trying.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The other poison just sucks it out of you, Steve. You know how that works, right? So why don't we, listen, now we've introduced you all. Before we dive into some of these other meatier HR questions, not to take anything away from SHRM, of course, why don't each of you tell us, starting with Chanel, a little bit about some of the activities that jazzed you, or geeked you, as Steve would say, or jazzed you this week at SHRM that you've been involved in. All right, sessions you saw, a couple of quick highlights, and then we'll go to each one of you.
So highlighting sessions that I
Yeah,
enjoyed.
sessions you enjoyed, yeah.
I sat in the MGM conversation yesterday on talent management topics. I also enjoyed the Work 4.0 session. And, of course, the Young Professional event that was hosted by YPAC. That was one of the highlights of the week for me. And it turned out to be a great success. So kudos to Jeremy and the rest of my team for making that possible.
Awesome. These kids today with their rock and roll and their purple hair. Anyway.
Neither of us.
Yeah, right.
Callie, what about you?
Easy, Tiger.
I enjoyed a session by Jeff Goins yesterday about discovering what you're meant to do, which revamped my belief in HR and everyone who does it. And then prior to that, on Sunday, we did a young professional and student orientation at which Dan and I did a Q&A for those who either have not attended the conference in the past or just had some questions from previous years. And that was really great for me.
Awesome. Steve.
I really enjoyed the Smart Stage. It's nice to get presentations done in more bite-sized pieces versus long sessions. The long sessions are great as well, but when you get bite-sized pieces, you hear different perspectives, people that are doing things, anything from more traditional perspectives to stretchy ones. Really enjoyed the Smart Stage. I liked doing my own session, and that sounds arrogant. I don't mean that.
Did you wear a tie-dye?
I wore a tie-dye dress shirt.
Yes,
with
you
cuff length
Of
French
course
cuffs.
he did.
And,
that's his culture, right?
Had over 1,000 people.
That's awesome.
Humbling,
nice.
to be honest. Just to hear people get a passion back for HR and enjoy what we do was a highlight for me. And other great sessions, that I've seen Jen McClure. I've enjoyed the keynotes. It's all been good.
And that's important, too. I mean, Megan and I would totally concur on this, is why it's important to come together at events like this and have organizations like SHRM, right?
Exactly.
Because to get geeked and jazzed again about the space that you're in, because we can all get caught up in the grind and try to reimmerse after vacation. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm really struggling. I'm telling you right now.
I know. We're all like halfway on vacation right now, right? It's like we're indoors in the cave, so to speak, but it feels a little bit like vacation and work at the same time, right?
And I'm going into vacation. This is actually
are you?
my week of vacation, and I'm spending it here at SHRM.
Look at you.
Look how dedicated you are, Chanel. Dedication.
I get 2 days, to take a break before going back to work on Monday.
Well, a happy Independence Day to us all, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so why don't we talk about from each of your perspectives. Now, let's go reverse. We'll go to Steve first. The 3 most complementary skills you feel an HR professional really needs to have today to succeed in business, and should and does have, and maybe even an example or two by some of your peers. But what do you think, Steve?
I've been in this a long time. I think the thing that needs to happen is we need to have skills that keep us adaptable, agile, and relevant. If we can't do those characteristics in how you fit HR into your environment, it's going to be very difficult because you have to be adaptable to work with the changing landscape. Gosh, the DOL regulations came out yesterday, and we have to respond to that. Whether you believe in it or not, it's irrelevant. You have to take care of it.
Exactly.
You have to be agile because the workforce is changing. It's going to become more challenging because fewer people are just waiting to get work. It's harder to hire already. And there's all kinds of other things along those lines. And relevant. If we're not business people, we don't need to be around. And HR needs to be relevant more than anything.
Thank you, Steve. I love the idea of being agile and relevant. And most importantly, as we've been talking about, and I've been talking about for many years, is being adaptable, right?
Yes.
I mean, we need to stay focused on innovation, and that is happening at a pretty rapid pace,
Agreed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Callie, what do you think?
I think I mentioned this in the
In the video we did? Sure.
Communication for me is still one of the biggest aspects of HR that we need to harness, not only from a technology standpoint, and I've heard this a couple times here at SHRM, you can't forget the importance of the handshake, right? And I feel like even though we are moving towards the technology space, we still need to know how to connect with our employees on a one-on-one basis and make them feel important. I think Dr. Oz said it this morning. I think our keynotes, all of them have mentioned it, just making people feel important through the eye contact and the one-on-one personal touch. So.
Just a quick note because I totally agree with you before we jump to Chanel, that was in a session day before last with on talent acquisition. Matt Kaiser did it from Ericsson, which was really good. Some really good takeaways. But I don't know where he got this stat, but he put this up on the screen. By 2020, 85% of customer service will no longer involve a human being. And I'm like, well, that's kind of disheartening.
Yeah,
the robots are really taking over. So I like what you said about that. So, Chanel, what about you?
I think I mentioned this before as well, but taking risks, conservatively, I said,
yes.
And that was just a balance of, you need to take risks, you need to reach out and be innovative, but at the same time, the company's interest is, at the top of our priorities. So we need to make sure that we're being conservative in the decisions that we make. being brave, having morals, and believing in what we're selling. Like, we have to, it's kind of interesting to hear people say whether or not HR is relevant. If you believe in what HR stands for, what our purpose is, then you wouldn't ask that question. And then, as Jennifer Hudson said it, RESPCT.
Well done.
Definitely.
There you go.
So, I think respect is big in the HR world.
We can thank Aretha from the
Yeah.
No. It's all awesome. I'm not trying to take anything away from Jennifer at all.
Oh, no, she gave props to Aretha.
Yeah,
she
did.
says, I'm trying to earn the respect of Aretha.
There you go.
And she says, I'm still working on it. So it's really
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've got a burning question from my end over here. I mean, I know we're talking a lot about the skills and growth of HR, but how confident are each of you about your own job security and growth opportunities right now within your organizations? Maybe start with Steve and go around on that one. And beyond that, let's think about, do you aspire to be a CHRO someday or another part of your executive team, or are you happy in the role you're in right now? So I'd love to just hear those 2 points from each of you.
My company is smaller, and we are probably never going to have a CHRO, but I am the highest executive there in that role. I serve in that purpose. I'm part of the leadership team right now. Do I think it's something I aspire to? You bet. I think you should be the top at any area. One of the best things I heard this week was from Mary Faulkner. She said, how many people are here are HR departments of one? And they all said, we are. She says, you are the CHRO of your department. So I think it shouldn't be a title. It should be an approach. So if you have an executive mindset and you're making an impact across your organization, you're acting in that capacity. As for job security, that's a tough question. That's a big assumption. I hope so. But I think I want to be making an impact and adding value to my company that will enable that to happen more often than not.
Yeah, I liked when was it Mika yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. From Morning Mika, when she was taught the whole Know Your Value theme that she was sharing. That nails that a lot, too, because you need to be able to be confidently say, this is what I bring to the I'm not going to say table. I was going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But this is the value that I bring, and I'm confident that this is what I deliver, and this is what I can deliver, and it's measurable, and you can see it, and it's also squishy, and let's have a big group hug, right? There you go. Hey, Callie.
I think there's a lot of potential within HR specifically. HR has a lot of opportunity to make a difference in every organization because it comes back to employees, and employees is what makes a company successful. I do aspire to be the head of HR someday. Still very new in my career, though, so I hope it's not for a very long time because I don't think I'm ready for that yet. But I do think with SHRM Annual and being surrounded by all these Steve Browns with all the HR, learning from people like that, that you can get there. And I think that's really powerful for me just from an entire conference perspective.
You've got to be able to reference classic rock, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, Aretha and Jennifer Hudson is one thing, of course, but classic rock, there you go.
HR great.
Yeah. Chanel, what about you?
I think for sure. I definitely would. Why not? I think you always have to have a balance. We always say as a leader, you have to be able to identify and know the talent or the capabilities of the people around you. So there are going to be people that stay and become experts in a certain role, and we need those people, but then there's going to be people that have to move out the way for the next generation and the next people to come up. So I would say, I would like to become an HR leader in my organization and then pass on what I've learned to the people below me, and then they can do the same thing.
The head of marketing at my mothership, People Fluent, said something I thought was quite profound. Maybe I don't know if she got it from somewhere else or was her iteration of it, but there's big L's and there's little L's in leadership, right? But the little L's, all of us as individual contributors, whatever, regardless of the role that we play, we do bring leadership to the table, no matter what, right? And it can culminate into that what you aspire to be by title and or role, but it is critical what we bring to our organizations every day. Yeah, definitely. Why don't let's jump to we're doing really good on time right now. And Megan, you actually not you can't see shout outs, or can you, Megan?
Can I do shout outs on the Twitter?
Do you see shout outs right now? Yeah. Usually you always bring out a shout out what you see on the Twitter stream.
Oh, so. I see lots of shout outs. Yeah, there's a lot of really great people right now in the stream. I've got John Thurmond here who's asking a question actually.
Let's do it.
Yeah, if I can. Wow, my stream is going by so quickly. This is amazing. Well, I'll get that back in a moment, actually, because it's gone, and I've got slow Wi-Fi here. So we got lots of people doing shout-outs, and we'll make sure that, during the Twitter chat portion of this, we address a lot of those questions that are now streaming in pretty rapidly. I think here's a shout-out to Live Good, actually. I got it. Curious how much is CSR a part of the future of HR's role? So that's at Live Good is asking.
Ask that again. So how curious how much
how important is CSR? Yeah.
I'm trying to draw a blank on CSR.
I'm guessing that she's meaning customer service.
Is that?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. But she's using a hashtag CSR. Sorry.
Shout out to Mary Kaler.
Exactly. So that's what it is. It's corporate social responsibility. Great question. So again, how much of that is a part of the future of HR? So let's start with our youngins. I don't mean that was bad. That's not important. Michelle, what do you think?
I think very, very important. I mean, because when we talk about millennials and what they believe in, and they talk about the footprint and being environmentally friendly, for Honda, it's being a company society wants to exist. So I think our corporate social responsibility, it's big, it's major, and that is the future. Yeah.
Excellent.
I would agree. I think, and I'm going to kind of take a spin to talent acquisition.
Do it.
In order for someone to want to work for your company, they have to know your company, and corporate social responsibility is so big right now that if you are doing it right, you're in the media and you're in the news, and that is a great way to get people to want to work at your company, and it'll make it easier for talent acquisition, and it'll just help you grow your company that much more if you're doing it right, if you're doing the corporate social responsibility right.
I would completely agree. I think especially and my daughters now they're what's called the I generation, Generation Z, like fully digital, full throttled on. But I think that's, I know we've already embedded that in them, and they're just caring about things in the world, social responsibility. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Steve, what do you think?
I think every company impacts its community either intentionally or not.
Yeah.
So to own it and be more responsible from a social perspective puts you ahead of the game. For HR to help lead that is essential, because we should be the voice of the internal community and the external community. Our people live in our peoples live. That's tough to say.
That's all right.
Our peoples live in a variety of different geographic areas, demographic areas, economic situations. It can't just be this overall blend. It has to be identified personally. You can do a lot of social responsibility at the micro and the macro level, and don't make it a program, make it a practice.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Now I saw what John Thurmond asked, by the way. That was, thank you for those answers. That was great.
Oh,
John Thurmond.
Good.
He actually, it's more of a poke to me and Steve, I know. But
I thought,
how many he's like, how many less seasoned HR pros or younger HR pros look at you sideways when quoting classic rock these days? I'm like, I don't know, these kids today, they know their music. They like that. But listen, I want to quickly flip it.
May I get just a piece? Kevin, are you happy today or what? Holy cow, I love it. Hey, I have another question that I'm really curious about. As you know, I'm really interested in culture and something we call change management. And I think it's a lot easier to talk about HR's problems than it is sometimes the solutions. So how did each of you and your teams approach strategic change management with your business leaders? And how are they utilizing you for culture around this topic? Let's just dive in. Whoever wants to take it first.
Yeah, I was just going to say we're going through a lot of change right now in our organization. As I mentioned, we recently did an acquisition, and it was kind of the minnow swallowing the whale. We were a smaller company that acquired a larger company, and so we are in the middle of defining our culture for our new company, and we've found that it's all about communication and transparency. Because if people don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it, they're not going to buy in. So the communication piece has been something that we've been trying to be more forward-thinking with, and just to make sure that everyone understands what we're doing and why we're doing it, which has been kind of an obstacle in our organization, just because, like I said, we went from being a smaller company to this large company, 7,000 employees globally. So it's been a big change for us to understand what people want to know and need to know and how to get that information to them respectfully and in a timely manner.
Excellent. Well, a very profound response, by the way. No, thank you. Chanel, what about you?
I'm probably not going into too much details, but from a public knowledge standpoint, everyone is kind of aware that we're kind of bringing all of our Honda companies together under one umbrella. More not under one umbrella, but trying to centralize a lot of our functions, our business functions. We all operated separately from a business benefits standpoint. Our talent management systems are different. We're utilizing one applicant tracking system and looking at one centralized human capital management. And so we're kind of going through that transition right now for we have 15,000 employees just in Ohio, but we have locations, of course, in California and Alabama and Indiana. So a lot of different locations that we're working and we have a lot of global teams that are supporting those efforts. So a lot going on.
That's a huge effort to go from decentralized to centralized. Sure.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of baby steps in.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting just to see from me, it's more of a learning than an actual hands-on being a part of a lot of those efforts.
Excellent. We've got about 2.5 minutes just for the radio show. So, Steve, your turn.
I struggle with the term change management.
Okay. Tell us why.
I think it should be HR should be the shepherd of the organization. We should shepherd people through change. We should keep them on a continuum. Change management has more of a start and stop mentality. Let's make it fixed here, not fixed there. And we should be leading change. Managing change means you're always behind and you're always catching up. We have the opportunity to move us forward. So shepherding people, going through the great stuff like on the M&A you have and on the decentralization or centralization things you're doing, you're shepherding people. It's time to change our mentality around that.
Excellent. That was a great answer.
Agreed completely, Steve. Yeah. Good stuff. This has been an amazing conversation. Can't thank you all enough for being part of this. As you all know out there, we're going to continue this conversation on Twitter, and I want to just say, a thank you again to the entire team at SHRM for having us, and safe travels to everybody.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you, Megan. Thanks, and thank you all very much. We're going to do the Twitter chat next. We'll see you there, everybody.